What's up, everybody? It's your 5-star realtor, Joshua Ingram, partnered with Page Properties team, brokered by EXP. We're on another episode of the brand new podcast called the Dream Builders Podcast.
The last one of 2023.
The last one of 2023.
Not so new anymore.
No, it's not.
I'm doing how long now?
I think a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have a special guest, Greg-Pendelton with Pendleton Financial Group. How you doing, Mr. Greg?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing
Hey,
good.
Greg, appreciate you coming by.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
For sure, for sure. And I cannot forget the man, the myth, the legend, Bradford Page with Page Properties team.
You know, when he talks all that stuff, it's because he's going to give me more money to help.
For sure, for sure, for sure. So, Mr. Greg, my first question is can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey dealing with the insurance industry?
Well, I actually came on with Globe Life Family Heritage Division back in April of 2020. Actually, right time COVID hit. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty big letdown getting into the industry at that time because there was no one to talk to. All the businesses closed. Wow. There was no one to really reach out to.
So you decided to get into this before everything happened, and then you got it started, and then this all happened?
Yeah, I worked at Gulfstream up till 2019, and I was laid off with 1,500, 2,000 other folks on that cycle. Mm. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do outside of my background was always in law enforcement and public service. So a lot of prayer went into it, but one of the guys that I had worked with at Gulfstream had gotten laid off 2 years before I did. He's actually the one that introduced this to me. He was working with him at the time, and he and his wife actually wound up moving to Lexington in South Carolina. But he was presenting, the products, and the products just made sense to me, as a lay person, because I was not familiar with the only supplemental insurance I was really familiar with, and as I'm sure you both are aware, is like Aflac with the commercials and stuff like that they put out, right? So when people think supplemental, that's typically what they think of. And while Aflac does a lot of good things for folks,
they do a good job of it. Yeah.
They do. They do a lot of good things. We just do things a little bit differently, and I think folks like that. And I'll touch on that when
Okay.
Okay. So can you provide an overview of the type of insurance policies your agency specializes in?
We actually specialize in cancer, heart attack and stroke, okay. Accident and injury, and we also cover ICU, which is quite an expensive place to be. And unfortunately, a lot of our COVID clients that were affected when COVID hit, that already had those coverages, saw how a company like Globe and Family Heritage stepped up to the plate and covered their claims, because they skyrocketed when COVID hit.
Okay. Yeah, nothing's gone down in price since all that, huh?
No, not and that's the thing.
Food, cars,
and it's
houses.
it's just amazing how it seems like it's going up by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, so that makes insurance even more important if the medical costs are going up.
That's exactly right. And in reality, probably a third of our clients have no health insurance at all, because it's just so expensive. Mm-hmm. I have an article that I share when I'm doing my presentation from USA Today from back in 2015. And the headline reads, average family nears $11,000 a year in healthcare. That equated to about $916 a month. And that was back in 2015. Now, a lot of folks get it subsidized through their workplace and so forth, and those type things. But I deal with a lot of the folks, smaller business owners, small to medium-sized businesses, some of which like to offer the benefits to the employees because it's at no cost to the company. I'll come in free of charge and just share with them what I do for so many other places, and the ones that like it pick it up, and the ones that don't. Or, as I like to say, for the ones that find it to be a fit, great. If it's not a fit, that's okay too.
Do you have a minimum number of people that need to be in a group like that, or?
No.
Okay.
That is, and see, that's another thing. Some of the other companies out there will typically focus on larger group type organizations,
Sure.
which, I can handle as well. But I like the personal one-on-one touch, and that's why even with my clients that I have now, that's been one of the big values I think that's been lost in a lot of really not just the insurance industry, but in so many other industries out there that just have not had or don't have the customer service, the human touch, so to speak.
Right.
And I'm probably speaking a lot to my age because I came up during a time when we connected with people. We talked to people face to face. We didn't have all
bagged
those.
your food.
Yes, and they pumped your gas. I actually pumped gas.
Okay, yeah.
I pumped gas when I was 16 years old. One of the last gas
And it
pumps
wasn't
in
your
our
own.
town.
It wasn't your own gas.
No. Yeah, exactly. It was.
Probably washed the windshield and stuff.
Yeah, I did the
They
windshield.
used to do that, honestly.
Yeah, truthfully.
They having a throwback moment here. Everybody.
Windshield, yeah.
I don't remember me pumping no gas when I was 16.
Which, I just.
AI taking over,
Well, hey, you're
The
good for
robots.
it. But I tell you though, the crazy thing was ours was the last station in our town that had a full service pump. They were on their way going out pretty much at that point. That was back in the 80s, late 80s, I guess you could say.
For sure. And I also went to your website. I know you mentioned protecting families in the coastal empire and low country of South Carolina. How does your agency tailor the services to the specific needs of these regions?
That's a good question. I am licensed, of course, in South Carolina and Georgia. So our products, we have agents all over the country, in every state that, each state has its own laws governing things like rates, premiums, adjustments, and those type things. So Georgia and South Carolina is different from that respect, but the coverage is the same. So I'm able to service those in South Carolina as well as in Georgia. But more importantly, we have 4 levels of coverage. It covers from an individual to a single parent, a married couple, or a whole family plan. It's the same price for up to 8 kids as it is for 1. So, yes.
Wow.
And of those 4 levels of coverage, they offer 4 different options budget-wise for what suits your individual needs or what in your individual budget. And folks across the board, everyone I sit down with for the most part, just about everyone has been impacted by someone in their family or a friend or a coworker who's been impacted by cancer, who've had a heart attack or stroke or, been in a bad accident, and was out of work. And that's what we do is we just pay people a lot of money when they're out of work.
So you've been in business about 3 years then?
Almost 4 now. Yeah.
Almost 4. So do you have any experiences that really stand out with somebody? I mean, we all like to make sure we're heroes sometimes, and we like to sell that person their new house and get them all excited, or help them sell their old house and whatever else they need to do. So share with us, maybe a time you had a big success, or
Well,
I'm sure you got plenty on there, but give us one maybe stands out more than others.
One that I got a couple of them, but they'll be pretty short. So, one is a police officer that I signed up, or that actually, he was a police officer I had sat down with. I was servicing this police department, and he was the last one on my list. I'd come over on night shift to catch the night shift guys. So this was like 11 o'clock at night. And he opted to enroll in an accident and injury plan in the ICU, which is pretty common in that industry. So that was on a Thursday at 11 o'clock at night. The following Monday or Tuesday, I got a call from him. And he said, Greg, you're not going to believe this, but I broke my leg, man, ice skating in Savannah with some friends. On Saturday. So 2 days later, he has this accident. Has not even made the first premium payments yet. And he called me up. What do you think his question was?
How much is it going to cost me to fix my leg?
Am I covered?
Yeah,
That's the question right there, yes. Am I covered? And I said, yes, you are. Our cancer and our heart plans, our critical illness, cancer and heart attack, stroke, each come with a 30-day, what they call a 30-day waiting period. And our accident ICU policies have no waiting period. They go to an effect immediately at midnight, that whatever night that it was, the day you signed up.
So he didn't break his leg on purpose, so was it?
No, he didn't break it on purpose. He was pretty bummed out, but he was happy. He was very happy he got paid. And in fact, he and I still stay in touch. I'm working on getting him to do a video for me of his experience with it. The second one is a client that I'm currently working with right now, who was diagnosed with breast cancer in August, last part of August, first part of September, and then less than a month later when she was getting checked, they were doing some pre-surgical stuff, I guess, to check and make sure she was going to be able to undergo the surgery, and they found 2 blockages in her heart, which fortunately, from our coverage side of it anyway, we are able to help her on both of them because she had a heart policy with us initially. And when I went back last year, I sat down with her and convinced her to go ahead and get the cancer policy. She reminded me a lot of my mom. She's a heavy smoker. And at her age, my mom was around 65, around the same age whenever that happened to my mom. My mom got diagnosed with throat cancer and lung cancer. So my sister and I experienced traveling back and forth, taking her to treatments. But sorry, go ahead. But so that would be the other one is I've already helped her on her, and that's another thing is the personal attention. I want to be able to sit down with my clients if they need my help. You don't have to call an 800 number. You've got my number. Call me. I'm a local agent.
Well, what stands out to me and what you're talking about is you're taking satisfaction not in, hey, last week I sold 20 policies, I made a lot of money. You actually didn't even go there about selling a policy. You went right to people that the policy actually helped.
Right.
So obviously making an impact is important to you.
That is hugely important.
You want to pay your bills and take care of the family and everything. We all want to do that, but being able to make that impact is obviously what you focus on. So.
And it is, and that's
not that we want all of his clients to have an accident.
No, exactly.
But,
No.
Knowing that there's value in what you're providing, I guess makes it even more comfortable for you to go out and offer this service to other people as well.
Yeah, and the key thing is, excuse me, when it comes to supplemental insurance, there's a lot of information in it, and it's not really, it's very difficult to sit down in 5 or 10 minutes and really help someone understand how it can benefit them in the long run. And that's why I offer, just free, no charge consultation to take a look at each individual situation's different, and that's why when people say, well, how much is it? It depends. There's a lot of factors that go into it. But it's really, how much is it for you? Because how much it might be for him is going to be different because his needs are different. His age is different. So, across the board, helping folks understand how supplemental can really help them avoid going through bankruptcy or just losing. That's where I want to share one. Do I got time to share one of these?
Yeah, you have time, Sean.
All right. I just want to share this one with Leonard McGlone. This is actually a heart claim, a stroke claim that we had from him. But his wife Debbie wrote this for us. She just said, "I strongly recommend this policy to everyone. We both thought we did not need the coverage, but we took it out not knowing that my husband would suffer a major stroke in less than 2 months after they picked up this policy." That's why when I mentioned a moment ago about the 30 days is a big deal. Because had it been like a lot of other, industry standards that are 6 months or a year, year and a half waiting periods on these policies, we wouldn't have been able to help him. But we do 30 days. So Leonard was in the hospital for 11 months.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And his wife just said these funds really helped the whole family be there for him during this crisis. That's what it did for them. Kept their life afloat. Fortunately, because he did get covered less than 2 months before this happened, we paid about $134,989 over those 11 months.
And how much would a policy like that typically cost? What's the range?
Anywhere you can pick up coverage for us for $1 a day, so roughly $30. Some of them are actually maybe a little bit less than that if you're younger, on the younger side. Problem is getting young people to realize that now that's the best time to pick it up is while you're young.
Right.
But so I'm sorry about your question.
So less than a cup of coffee.
Less than a cup of coffee. It really is, yes.
Certainly less than a pack of cigarettes. You probably need to get rid of them anyway.
I tell a lot of folks, you spend more on a monster drink, monster drinks each week. I mean, just these sports drinks and stuff. And now, one of the key things that really does separate us from others in the market is we offer what's called a return of premium. So what that means for you, so let's say you had a cancer plan with us. You didn't get cancer. You beat the odds. That's great. That's what we all hope and pray for. You get 100% of all of your premiums paid back to you. And your coverage doesn't end. It continues at the same rate you originally picked it up at. We don't drop you, let you go.
So explain that to me. So I got a policy for a heart attack, stroke. Don't have a heart attack and a stroke. And what's the time frame?
The time frame is in Georgia. That's where it gets a little bit different. It's based off of a 25-year period.
Okay.
Or in Georgia, age 65. But there are some qualifying factors. You have to be under 56 years of age in Georgia. I'll use myself as an example. When I came to work here almost 40, I was 49. So I figured out, well, that in Georgia, as far as I know, it's only in Georgia, it goes to 65. So because I was under 56, 49, I only had to pay in 16 years. Which is now 12 now. So if the good Lord's willing and nothing happens, my wife, she had to have 2 stents put in her heart 8 years ago. But so I can't cover her on my heart policy because she has a pre-existing condition. That's why it's important for me to try to catch people before the things happen. But so that return of premium will come back. I actually have 2 or 3 pictures in here I can show you of our clients that that lived locally. It was 2 in Sylvania and 1 in Guyton that I was able to do return of premium checks for. They try to find an agent that's local in that area if the original writing agent is not available. But yeah, they send the packet out, and it's like Jim McMahon. We get to show up at their door with a return of premium, and there's some happy folks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that you educate the supplemental insurance, like individually, you know, and that's how you educate your clients because you like the one-on-one interaction. So what trends are you observing in the insurance industry right now?
Well, as far as supplemental insurance as a whole, of course, the rates have dramatically gone up, healthcare included. So, but supplemental, ours is, we've stayed pretty stable with where we're at as a company with Globe and Family Heritage. Their business model is impeccable. I mean, obviously, to be able to give people back their money, it'd be nice if your car insurance and everybody's insurance worked that way.
We got to figure out a way to do that with mortgages, and I could sell a lot of houses that
way. You know what?
They give them their mortgage money back at the end of 30 years.
Exactly. Or, you know, think about...
Although with the way house prices go up, they really do get that money back over time, but still different. Still different.
Yeah.
What you were going to say?
Yeah. But no, I was just going to say, so yeah, most of the folks, when I sit down with them, they see it in a different light. A lot of I just got all these thoughts going through my head right now. But a lot of businesses like the fact that we don't typically do payroll deductions. So companies, HR people, folks, they don't have to worry about having to administrate anything. So, or administer anything. So by not having to do that, that frees them up a great deal.
So they just connect you to the individuals, employees that work with them, and then you handle it from there.
Yeah, I basically come in, bring some, if it's in the morning, I usually bring some donuts or some biscuits or something, and I let them have their morning meeting or whatever. They just about 10 or 15 minutes, and I go through the presentation and pass out some cards. They fill them out, and then I just go back and sit down with them one-on-one.
Awesome. And what goals do you have of helping more families with their insurance needs for 2024?
Well, it's to reach, I definitely would like to see my contact with folks reach, I don't even know how proportional, much larger, but between, some of the marketing things that I've done and of course this, and hopefully get the word out more so folks do know who I am and know that I'm right here local in Effingham County. I work with Sylvania, Screven County, a bunch of them. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But pretty much all around me, I'm a local agent, so I do service, and I like to keep my group as where I can go out to them on an individual basis and be able to sit down and have a conversation with them. I'm not about quantity. You mentioned that a minute ago.
Right.
As far as sales, trust me, if I was about quantity, I probably would not be sitting here with you right now trying to do this. I'm more about, let's see what your needs are, and let's see if we have something that can fit that need. If great, if yes, great. If not, it's no big deal. But at least you know what's available to you.
Awesome. So one last question. How can people get in touch with you, Mr. Greg?
Well, that's easy. My phone number is 803-549-0915, or you can catch me on my website at PendletonFinancialGroup.com.
Thank y'all for joining us on the Dream Builders podcast, where our mission is to help buyers, sellers, agents, and small businesses reach the necessary resources and knowledge of reaching their goals. This podcast is sponsored by Page Properties team, TheDream E.N.T, Real Estate for a Reason, and Make Real Estate Fun Again. Thank y'all for joining us on the Dream Builders podcast, where our special guest was Mr. Greg-Pendelton Financial Group. Thank you so much for coming out here with us.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And remember to tag every day with greatness. You got it. And 2024 is your year. Y'all be blessed. Be safe. And
Happy 2024.
For sure.
Happy 2024.
And I catch you on the next episode. Peace.
All right.